Shalom. I'd like to say all praises due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors apostle, a great milestone. Peace and blessings to the elect. My name is Conwalk from GMS Toronto. And I'm going to bring out Ecclesiastes 3, a time for everything, time for every purpose under the heaven. And we're going to bring out some scriptures. And we're going to show the times that we are currently in, 2026, March 2026, right? So Ecclesiastes 1 and Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season, and to a time of every purpose under heaven, right? So just like how, we're approaching, we're in fall, right? The Passover is about to pass. There are seasons, right? Every season there is a purpose, right? A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, right? And a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn, and a time of dance. So we're not in the time of, celebrating, going to, cookouts and a time to spend time with your family. We're in serious times, man. We are basically in World War III, right? A time to cast away stone, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, and a time a time to lose, right? So this is a time of losing, right? Right now things is very hard for people. Things is very difficult, families and stuff, families are struggling, they're a lot of people is using their credit card, to survive, their lines of credit and all this stuff. And right now, the people is broke. People is broke, man. A time to run, a time to get, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rent, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time of war, and a time of hate, a time of love, and a time of hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Right? We're basically in war. We are in World War III. Right? This whole thing was going on with Israel and Iran. It is it's getting intensified, and there's been reports that they're saying that President Benjamin Netanyahu, they said that he died through like a strike, like a missile strike, at his at one of his houses or what, or something happened. They said him and his wife and his son, they say that they died, and they have these deep fakes of President Netanyahu saying that he's alive, but it's a deep fake. So we don't know the true reports if he's alive or not. And I just saw another one. There's like a white guy, like a news reporter, and he was talking with President Netanyahu. He said that he's alive, and so it's like we don't know if he's really alive or he's dead. But this, like the war is gonna get more intense. The people is protesting in Tel Aviv. Those Amalekites, they're protesting. Because they don't want, that they don't want their cities, that don't want their city to keep getting destroyed. But everything was happening is prophecy, man, and a lot of things is kicking off. Prophecies, is at the doorsteps. time to watch as well as pray. You know, um, this is just my daily verse, Ecclesiastes 3. All right, a time for every purpose under the heaven. We're in these times, right? Watch as well as pray. Build up each other in the spirit. Build up yourself in the spirit as well, right? Yeah, so with that, let us say our praise is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash, the Barnes Apostle, Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.